Hey, so I want to show you something really awesome here, which is I'm using Airtable's AI to enrich my leads in HubSpot. So what I have going on is an AI field where I'm basically telling Airtable to look up the company for each of my leads and determine if it's venture backed, and if so, what funding round they've gone through and how much money they've raised. And it's doing this by not just looking at past values, but searching the internet to find up-to-date information. As Airtable AI generates those answers, I'm connecting it to HubSpot so that I can take advantage of Airtable AI and have it show up here. To do that, you come over to this AI field, take one like the browser company and click generate. AI is going to run that prompt and in a couple seconds here, determine yes, they've raised a Series B and $50 million. But what's so awesome about this is that in another few seconds here, this will literally sync into HubSpot. And so I can take advantage of Airtable AI, but have it in the place that I actually care about, which is HubSpot. So if I go ahead and refresh, and now let's look up browser. And there it is. AI enrich field is filled in. So that is this awesome little hack here with AI and basically using the power of Airtable's functionality, bringing it into HubSpot. Let me show you how you can set this all up yourself. It will literally take about 5 minutes or so, but just to give you the hint about what's going on, Whalesync is acting behind the scenes to connect these two. And so I'm able to take advantage of the really awesome AI features that Airtable have while bringing it into my CRM, which is HubSpot. So to actually build this yourself, you can use a tool called Whalesync. And basically what Whalesync does is let you two-way sync apps like HubSpot and Airtable. And so here I've set up a HubSpot AI demo where I've connected already to HubSpot and Airtable. And from here, all you're gonna have to do is hit add table mappings. And what that allows us to do is take the contacts table that we were just looking at in HubSpot and this contacts table in Airtable and create a table mapping. And if we open that up, I've emptied this contacts table just to give you an example of what this would look like if you're setting up from scratch. Basically, you've got your contacts table, you've got fields for the things that you care about, like email, company, AI, enrich. And if we go over to Whalesync, we can auto map those fields, right? So we can connect our companies, our deals, our email, whatever else. And let's clean this up to make it really clean and delete a couple of the fields we don't need. But overall, you can map whatever it is that you like. The key things that we're going to care about for this demo are just mapping email, as well as the AI enrich field and the company name field. So to set this all up, we're going to use a tool called Whalesync, which lets you two-way sync different apps like HubSpot and Airtable. I've gone ahead and set up a little demo account here. I've already connected HubSpot and Airtable. So all we're going to have to do is come in and add table mappings. A table mapping, if we hop back over to our HubSpot Airtable setup, is just a connection between, let's say, HubSpot contacts, right, and a table in Airtable. And within that, we've got fields. So things like email or company, last name, right, they will correspond to these same fields that you'd see in HubSpot. So over in Whalesync, what we can do is map our table together. So let's do contacts and contacts. And from there, we can map fields together. So the things we might care about here would be, let's do our email field. So we can map that together. And let's get our first name field. That one's actually going to be the first name of the company. So we can map that together. And let's do our AI enrich field as well. And again, you can map as many as you want. We can map a bunch of tables together like deals as well, but just for this demo, that should be good enough. From there, all we're gonna have to do is prep an initial sync. The first thing Whalesync does is scan records. And from here, we'll go ahead and match up existing records and preview, but we can skip through all that. Great, so we've activated the sync, and while this initial sync is running, we can hop over to Airtable and see our contacts popping in. This is really sweet, as within a few seconds, we're starting to see that connection get created between HubSpot and Airtable. And that's really it. That's the whole beauty here, which is once we've got all this information into Airtable, we can work with it however we want. So I showed that example before with this basic AI enrich for looking up the amount that they've raised and what series they are, but you can change this to whatever you want. If it would be helpful to score your leads based on information like who's talked to them most recently, how interested they are, it's all possible with AI and with HubSpot. And if we go back over to Whalesync, we can kind of see the bones of this, right? Our initial sync is completed. That's awesome. Let's go back to viewing the whole sync. And from here, again, we've set up our table mappings. We can see all the creates and updates we just made. The beauty here is that we now have all of our context in a spreadsheet, and we have the ability to enrich it with AI however we want. So I set up this one AI enrich field. We can always set up another one. We can hop in here, click AI, hit generate text, start from scratch, and say, hey, score each of my leads based on the interest they've shown in the product, right? And use this little plus button to bring in other information that we have. We could additionally instead say something like, write an intro email to my lead based on their company and what industry they're in. You'll want to turn this on to allow the AI to have internet access. So whether this prompt works or not, the key thing here is that Airtable AI lets you do some really powerful things. So that was a quick demo on how you could bring Airtable AI into HubSpot to score different leads, find information, or really anything that would be helpful for your sales process. The other thing that's really nice about this whole process is you can use things like our Airtable template pack. So out of the box, you have some of these fields and tables already mapped for you. So it's as easy as that demo I just showed, where you can just click through Whalesync, turn it on, and use the power of AI within HubSpot. So if you have any questions, reach out. We're at support@whalesync.com and hope to speak soon.